Others will be joining you.
Is there anyone who would be joining?
I think there's only me from Cambodia, CMA.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
I think we can start.
Let us have one round of introduction.
Yep.
My name is Shoibal Paul. I am here working as a deputy director. I look after this your industry building side. So it cut across your national industry building and also like giving support to the other countries that wherever necessary. And also it's a learning process from both of the sides. We learn and also we develop the capacities. So this is how we do. And uh, what I mean, you are aware that we have already launched uh, this platform called Nomnar, National Network of Network Microfinance Networks in the Asia Pacific region. This is at this point of time we are bringing together. You are there in the meetings, all the meetings, right?
Yeah, sure. I just
Okay,
joined one time meeting. Yes,
yeah.
during
So
the discussion. Yep.
This we along with Africa, we have developed this one, and we are trying to build together a brotherhood between the associations, and Southern being one of the associations which is having long spell of work of around 26, 27 years. And also we have in India, we do have a different structure a bit, like in between regulator and the microfinance retail level operator, there is a mid level, which is called as self-regulatory organization. On behalf of our regulator, we look after the microfinance sector and we report to our regulator. Not only reporting, we give them reports, we give them insights, we bring the challenges of the sector. If in any of our institution they are unruly, they are not really doing the things in the proper way, it is our responsibility to tell them first, and if they are not taking care of that one, we update it to Reserve Bank of India, so means our regulator. So this is the work we do, and we are also working very closely with your ministries, and we are also affiliated institution by Ministry of Rural Development. So we build up the overall industry in case of policies, in case of your capacity building, in case of your deeper research, and we do have the aggregation of data. So our skill goes in three, four areas basically. One is your policy advocacy, that how to develop the policy notes, what kind of things we should be understanding, and how to produce it to how to send it to your regulator. Regulator, they need a different kind of language, different kind of persuasion, and we do that one. Another thing is also that what I was telling you, the monitoring of the sector. So we build up the network of understanding, this monitoring understanding. Third one is a very significant one, is very capacity building. Our capacity building is in the product side, in your operation side, everything we do as per need of this. Then we have a data aggregation center. We do it, and also data means it is one of the reference data we create, reference data for government and also our regulator. And fourth and very important thing is, this over the period of time, we could understand that only vanilla product may not be working in microfinance. We need a different set of product altogether. So we are working in the segment of climate resilience, microfinance, then your housing, then your water and sanitation. So these are the segments we work. So today's meeting, I have my colleague Sangeeta, if you can introduce yourself, then we will understand from one. I'm sorry, how do we pronounce your name?
Kini,
What?
Kini.
Ini.
Actually, you can call me. My name is Pat Kini, or Pat, something like a god of one of the god India. The body of is a human, and then the head is elephant.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's Ganesh. In India, we call it Ganesh.
yeah, Ghana, but my name is Guinea.
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 Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Guinea Ghana.
Acha, 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 acha.
Let me check my name. Yes, Guinea. Sorry.
So, Sangeeta, if you can introduce yourself, then
Yes, Sankita. I could not hear you.
no, Sangeeta, you are not audible. Oh no, so let me introduce. Sangeeta is having some problem with her this I think connectivity or in her this mechanics of getting the thing. So Sangeeta is my colleague who is a very senior colleague of mine, and she looks after the segment I look after the industry building.
Yep.
So she has a lot of experiences to develop the architecture of livelihood and training for development finance. And she was working with a very big institution, a couple of big institutions, and she ultimately started working with us. She is now contributing to develop the sector. And
Okay, yes, thank you. So
uh,
let me
and
introduce myself.
yes, please, Guinea.
Okay, thank you. I'm Kenny. I'm working for CMA, Cambodia Microfinance Association, responsible for the position of head of financial inclusion and social impact. So I think let me introduce to you about CMA. So the role of CMA and Sadan, I don't think that it is different. So more likely we have a similar role and responsibility. In Cambodia, even though we are the independent organization, but we were considered a mini regulator. Yeah, a mini regulator. In Cambodia, the regulator authority that govern on the bank and microfinance are the central bank that we call the National Bank of Cambodia, NBC. So NBC is the one who govern all those or supervise all those bank and microfinance, while CMA were considered one of the representative of the microfinance in Cambodia. So in terms of microfinance in Cambodia, consists of MDI, mobilized money taking microfinance, MFI, leasing company, and rural credit institution. So what has been done by CMA? What is it CMA has been doing so far? So why we call CMA is a mini regulator similar to that because of CMA ourselves, we have developed our own self-regulation. Yes, it was not a compulsory regulation, but it was called a self-regulation, and those self-regulation has been regulated or acknowledged or endorsed by the Central Bank of Cambodia. So, for example, like in the past 20 years after CMA have been running, we have learned that we have developed a lot of regulation, especially on the lending guideline, the code of conduct, and recently we just launching the standard loan contract that require all the BFI in Cambodia have to apply the standard loan contract. Yeah. So what have been done by CMA in order to promote those, and why all our members have been respect or obey to those regulations? For example, like even though was regulated, but we have a closely monitored by CMA ourselves. We have the data support from the Credit Bureau, and we take a close monitoring on the implementation of those which is our member. For example, like the lending guidelines, the Credit Bureau Cambodia, the CBC, they send the data to us in monthly basis, and then we do a monitoring on how our member implement the lending guidelines. And then in case if we found that our member is breach the rule or breach the code, we can remind them through a warning letter. And just in case they are not still not follow or compliant to the code, yes, like what Saddam have been do so far, we need to send their name to our regulator, especially the central bank. So the central bank maybe take action with them. Yeah, this is something we do. We also acting as the advocacy body to represent our member in order to discuss or communicate or advocate with the government. Yes, for some regulatory, for some issues that related to our sector. We also develop a lot of program in order to support the financial inclusion in Cambodia, not only for climate protection, but also the green finance, the water and sanitation, and as well as the financial literacy. Yes. We also have one training the department that mainly focus on develop the capacity of our member, especially their staff. So we create a lot of training workshop. Yeah, we have to create a lot of platform that we can allow our member in order to dialogue. For example, like the annual microfinance conference, the CEO club, or the operation club as well. Yeah, so our member can bring and discuss or develop their capacity. Yeah, so I think this is very brief. And we also have our colleague here. I think Mr. Tony, right? Bong Tony, Bong Watara.
Nhóm Tony bông Tony.
But so we
I
have
join quickly
our
because I have another meeting at 1:30. Sorry.
okay. So Mr. Tony is the head of communication, responsible for developing the communication strategy and implement the strategy along with the public. Yes. So I think this is a summary from me about microfinance in Cambodia. So anything that you want to discuss, please let us know. You are mute, yeah, Saibal.
Is it GINI or KINI? Is it GINI or KINI?
KYNY. Me, Kini. Yes. KY.
Acha, KY. Okay. So, Kini, one thing that I would like to understand from you that, you are telling that Credit Information Bureau, they give you this data. So, is it a paid data or like they have to give you the data? Like
So, so the
you buy
data that we
it?
get, yep. The data that we got from CBC is the monitoring data on the implementation of the lending guideline. So we impose the lending guideline to our member. Yes.
No, do
In
you
order
buy
to
the
comply.
data? Do
No,
you buy
actually,
that?
no, we don't buy. No, we don't buy.
Okay.
Because of the MOU, they have to support the sector and they have to send us the data.
Okay.
Yes. So for
Okay.
some other data, for example, like the sectoral data, they also be able to share with us. Yeah, in order to
Okay.
monitor the trend of the
Right.
microfinance and the
It
banking
is very
sector.
much necessary. Tell me one thing that you have the data on Credit Information Bureau. You have the data of all kind of microfinance legal forms. Like why I'm
Actually,
asking this one because in India we do have different like legal forms. Huh? One legal form is non-banking financial companies. Another one is bank. Then third one is your not-for-profit financial institutions. In that we do have societies, we do have trust, we do have cooperatives. So these are all. And so this the third segment in a very crude sense, the third segment's data we don't get on Credit Information Bureau because they are not regulated by our central bank. What's the situation over there?
uh, in Cambodia, only like I told you, the central bank govern on the bank and microfinance that we call the regulator on banking and financial sector.
Mm-hmm.
However, we have another actor or regulatory body we call the non-bank. Yes, the non-bank authority that look oversight on the pawn shop, on the real estate development agency. Yes, and those they don't have the data center like the credit bureau. However, in Cambodia right now, with the support from the UN and then the effort from our sector plus the support from the central bank, we are now developing the joint data. Yeah, the joint data between the non-bank authority and the bank and microfinance. Yeah, we expect to have it done by next year.
Maybe to simplify, in Cambodia, microfinance, rural credit institution, banks, or leasing company are all under the central bank. And all of these financial institutions are required to join the credit bureau. So it's a compulsory. So the data from credit bureau is quite accurate, I can say. However, we don't have license for non-profit microfinance. We don't have microfinance NGO. There are cooperatives, but these cooperatives are more like agricultural cooperative, which they actually do some credit, but mostly they are under the Ministry of Agriculture. Cambodia have about more than 1,000 of them, but mostly they are not quite strong, especially during the last 4 years after the COVID. These agricultural cooperatives are very struggle.
So
And
this
so far, even the credit bureau in Cambodia is actually found by CMA,
okay.
the Association of Bank in Cambodia, and the Microfinance Association, working with the central bank to create the credit bureau in Cambodia. We have two main shareholder. One shareholder is Equifax, an international company,
Right.
and 51% share is controlled by Cambodian financial institution according to the law. And CMA also have a seat on the board for the credit bureau as well. So normally we can access to this data without having to pay, because as a industry representative, we need some data from credit bureau, but we will have to request on case by case.
Okay. In case of this, your agriculture cooperative, which I know that in Cambodia is very vibrant in this your cooperative segment. So do you get the data of this agriculture loans and everything on Credit Information Bureau?
Agricultural cooperative cannot join the credit bureau, and the only institution can join the credit bureau if they have the license from central bank.
Right, regulated ones.
I can give you an estimate. Currently, there are about 1,200 agricultural cooperative in Cambodia. More than 800 of them only focus on credit. About 400, they have more than credit. So it's quite a big number.
Right, of course.
But now we get a lot of information from our network that these AC are struggling, especially during the economic slowdown like this after COVID, and then we are impacted by global issue like Ukraine, Russian war.
Why is it so? Why is it so?
Cambodia rely on tourism, real estate, construction, and another export is the garment, textile factory. And because of the conflict in Europe, because the main target for textile are the US market and European market. And with this issue, the demand for this textile product decreased. So it's affect the job in factory, and also impact our repayment of the client. And also the tourism sector still not recover yet since the COVID-19. Real estate is still very struggle now. Many real estate company collapse. If you look at the PAR, the portfolio at risk in Cambodia now, it increased to 9%. So this is we never experienced this level of PAR. Even before COVID, the PAR is only around 1%. During the COVID, it increased to 3%. But after the COVID, we still impact. So now it's 9%, which is we never experienced this level of PAR in Cambodia.
In
But
India, yeah, please tell.
but recently, the central bank allow us to do the loan restructure, which we hope that this loan restructure policy will improve the situation, because when we do the loan restructure for struggling client, their loan classification may be reclassified, and their credit history, the K score in credit bureau won't have any negative impact. So let's see, in 3 to 6 months, we hope that situation may improve.
So if it is PAR, is it like 90 days, 90 plus DPD, or like how do you
30,
call it?
30 plus,
30
30
plus.
day plus.
Okay. 30 plus. Okay. So, I mean, where do you get your investment? Is it like the banks, or how do you get the investment in microfinance in Cambodia?
Currently we have four. Now we only have 4 MDI, microfinance with deposit license. So these 4, like, they control about 80% of the market, right, Bong Kini?
Yes, like that, 80%.
So they have deposit, so they can take deposit. The deposit ratio now is I think the total loan is 5 billion, but the deposit is already 2.2 billion US dollar already. The shareholder capital is also key, and many of the big MFI and MDI also receive investment from Europe. We have a lot of investors from Europe, and we have also a lot of private investor as well, and some MFI also rely on the capital from some commercial bank in Cambodia as well.
So you would have external commercial borrowings also, right?
Sorry.
External commercial borrowings, like these investors and other, they're also coming.
Yeah.
Okay, external investors and also banks.
IFC alone, they invest into bank and microfinance about more than 400 million US dollar, just IFC.
400 USD, no? So it is how much did you tell IFC?
More than 400 million US dollar.
400.
They focus on SME, green finance as well. I don't have the detail, but I just know the round number.
It's fine. I mean, we have started this one. So in India, we are also seeing, but one thing in India savings race is that, that our major investment comes from the banks. So we don't have any deposit taking NBFCs. We have, but it is very, very small, and like it doesn't come in really statistics. So we rely on the lending, and our major lending is from the banks only. This Indian banks.
Maybe soon Cambodian too, because the current 4 MDI, now the central bank are pushing them to become commercial bank soon. So probably in the next 2 or 3 years, microfinance cannot take deposit in Cambodia.
So what happens that, like India, we don't take, we have been prohibited by central bank. We cannot take any deposit.
I cannot hear you, Seba.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I think we lost you some part. Maybe you can repeat.
Hello. Audible?
Yeah, clear.
Okay.
Can hear now.
Tongni, if it is good, if we can also see you. Is it possible? Like we will also see, if we see the face, then also, good to see you. So what happens that if we see the face, then we also build up like this, this, what do you call the perfect brotherhood, sisterhood, whatever you call, that we know that, okay, fine, he is there. So what happens that in India, this around 70%, it comes from the banks itself, this both public sector and private sector banks. We are prohibited to take any kind of, collateral and also no investment. So this is the situation over here in India. Yes, we have already recovered from COVID, and it is also we have already recovered from COVID. Although what we are seeing that there is some over leveraging is happening, but in India there is very interesting fact that whenever we have seen the growth, if it crashed, government put some regulations which is good for the industry, or there is also autocorrect measures. So like from last quarter we are seeing that there is a degrowth in the market. So if over leveraged happen, because nobody wants to lose the money, nobody wants to spoil their institution, right? So they autocorrect. This is a good thing. But India's market is so big. Sometimes it crashes, like we have seen in 2010, or like your Andhra Pradesh crisis, which is very significant, which is also a study point for the microfinance practitioners. All these things are there. So so why we develop this Nomnar? It is to have a regular communication in between these associations. We are not going to the retail agencies at all. We are only for the associations. So from the associations, we will learn from the associations. Southern has a lot of experiences in different things. We can share maybe a couple of areas. You have good experiences, you can share. Then also document it. The primary thing which we are thinking, a kind of two-page note, maximum three-page note, but I am thinking of developing a country level note, a very basic note, country level 2-page or 3-page note on the policy, on the challenges, and also the this your uh, the portfolio, type of institution, their portfolio, how much is covered on credit information bureaus, what are the challenges, all these things. So basic, some policies, all these things. So we want to develop that one and have a kind of like, unified document in our geography of this Asia Pacific. Because if you see, all of us, we are having a same kind of thing, same kind of challenges, same kind of, need on the ground, because our economy is more or less same. We are agrarian society, and our things are, because of population, India may be big, but if we dig down, you will see that same kind of this need is there, same kind of poverty is there, same kind of unreached geographies are there. So want to develop this one. So I think it would be good for you people. So what we'll do, we can develop a brief format and we can send it to you. And then we can get some that 2-3 pages note and we will aggregate it.
Sangita, so far I think Sadan under the APACA we are in the process of creating the NOMA, the super association network, right?
Right.
So I think this can be a platform we can meet maybe 2 times a year. We don't have to be physical. We can just do online 2-3 hours and share what's happening, what we can learn from each other. I think it's a good platform to do so.
Yes.
Because actually we also learn a lot from India. For example, the case in Uttar Pradesh, which is alarming. I think many microfinance market around the world are learning from this. Cambodia also.
It is Andhra
Oh,
Pradesh.
sorry. Yeah, Uttar Pradesh. Cambodia also have similar impact in 2017 when a lot of politicians make microfinance loan an agenda for their political campaign. Then the government introduced the interest rate cap of 18% per year or 1.5% per month. It has very negative impact on the sector at the times. It's very impact to the sector. So learning from this, CMA as the industry representative, we have learned the importance to to build influence, to regularly communicate to the public, to politicians as well. So that is why under CMA, my department, the communication department, we do a lot of public relation activity to ensure that these politicians actually understand how the microfinance work.
Same here. Same
Yeah,
here.
yes. So I think it's important that as the association, we have to look at this carefully. We do the media monitor. Sometimes we don't do the public, but we do like the closed door meeting to help them understand, as well as listening to their concern. Because a lot of time these politicians look at the issue as black and white, while in reality it's gray. You do something, there's always negative impact. So that is why, with the close collaboration with the central bank as our regulator so far, when the central bank want to introduce new regulation, they provide us room to discuss in advance. And a lot of these regulation, so rather than put it as a regulation, the central bank allows CMA to do what we call the self-regulations. I can say in Cambodia, our self-regulation are quite effective because we have the background support from the central bank. We don't have punishment, but if any of our members do not comply, when we write a report to the central bank do some things.
So this
So
is
that
your,
is why
you have a code of conduct, right?
we have a code of conduct.
Yeah,
And at first, this code of conduct only apply for MFI. But now in Cambodia, the market started to consolidate. There's a very strong competition between microfinance and
banks.
commercial bank. So that's why we started to work with the Association of Bank in Cambodia. So CMA self-regulation now become the industry self-regulation. We have some of these regulation, self-regulation, we have tool to monitor. So the data from the credit bureau is very helpful for us to monitor. Anybody, any member who breach this, we will have a written warning to them for the first time. If it's not improving, we do another warning, but we CC the central bank. If they not improve, we write a letter to central bank. So central bank will ask them to meet with the central bank and discuss their plan to improve the situation. Some of these self-regulation have been turned into the national or the national regulation as well. So for example, in the past, we have an issue where our member withhold collateral for quite sometimes. Even after the client pay off, because competition, they want to hold the
So
collateral.
you can take collateral in microfinance.
Yes.
You can take, okay.
Yeah, in Cambodia, yes, we can take collateral, but loan below 2,000, more than like almost 90%, there's no collateral. But loan more than 2,000 US dollar, mostly withhold with collateral. Microfinance in Cambodia, there's no restriction on loan side. So if you look at the market, there are a few microfinance who do big loan as well. A few in few cases, their loan side their loan can be up to $1 million US per loan as well.
So in our case, we do have the same kind of thing, but we are designated self-regulatory organization by Central Bank of India. So, so we do have that stature. So one part is this one, and we are also the subset of your Ministry of Rural Development. There is one, there are two models basically in India. One is your joint liability group and individual model, which is basically the model of the non-banking financial service. And there is another one called self-help group, which is a savings-based model. You know, the savings-based, these are promoted by, earlier it was promoted by your NGOs. Now they are being promoted by one institution. One institution means one format of institution called National Rural Livelihood Mission. So, so for this segment of where this JLG and MFI, we are self-regulatory organization, and by virtue of the recent notification, the the notification is now implied on all the players like non-banking financial companies, banks, everyone, and we don't have any rate of interest cap because we run in the commercial space, and our cost of fund mostly regulates the our this your rate of interest. So this is where we stand. And we cannot take any collateral, we cannot take any savings. So this is a bit trouble for us. But banks, they are supporting us, and many non-banking financial companies, they are giving money to the microfinance institutions. That's how we do. But our this cost of finance is very high in case of non-banking financial companies supporting MFIs. So what is your average rate of interest?
14, right? Bong Kini, 14?
18, 18. The interest cap 18 per year. So the average interest rate for microfinance around 14 to 15.
14 to 15, because they can take this your savings,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, sure.
Because you told that
Yes.
around 80% of this your market
Yes.
been your when by 4 MFIs are there who are deposit taking, and around 80% market is being supported by them.
However, we also impose the loan fee for our member as well. So member, they can take a loan fee from the client. So
That's we call it processing fee. Yeah, it is
yes,
there.
yes, we also can be able to collect the fee from the client up to maximum 8% if the loan is up to 3,000 US dollar. And if the
Hmm.
loan size more than 3,000, the maximum loan fee that can get from the client just only 5% per year. Yes.
Okay.
So
But in the market, if you charge this fee, normally you cannot you cannot compete in the market.
Yeah.
This is a loophole that when the government introduced the interest rate cap in 2017, the central bank realized that at this interest rate cap, microfinance cannot do smaller loan. So it will impact poor people who rely on smaller loan. So that is why we had a closed door discussion with the central bank on how we can improve the situation. And the central bank say they allow us to charge this fee. There's no written approval from the central bank. But as long as we follow this rule, they're not going to going to take any action against us. But if anybody breach, the central bank will take actions against any MFI who breach this cap, the processing fee cap.
Okay, got your point. So what I'll do, both of you, Kenny and how do you pronounce your name? Tongi.
Yeah.
Tongi.
Tongi.
Okay, Tongi. So because I'm sorry to ask you like this, because we also need to pronounce it properly. So
That's okay. That's okay. I know my name's quite difficult to pronounce. Even Cambodian people.
Okay. What does it mean? Is there any meaning?
It's actually, I think it's Chinese because I have Chinese ancestry. It means justice and honest.
Okay, very good. You were in the right place. So what happens that so what we'll do, we have developed a format. I mean, I will tell Sangeeta to send you that format of aggregating the data. Data means information about these countries, this microfinance and everything, and fill it up and send it back to us. Who is it? Your son?
Yeah, let us see.
Uh-huh.
But I think most of the data we can share.
Yeah. It is,
Let us.
it is not a very deep dive. It is just to have build up a kind of, a platform where we have the access to some information, and also a couple of areas where you are doing right, you are doing good, couple of areas we are doing good. Then we can exchange that one. Like one of this your event, this your virtual event we have done on your green financing, that what is the green financing in which country, what is going on. So we have done that one, and if we do this one, what will happen at a point of time, we can also understand that what exactly we need to do for this area, because most of us, we have same kind of challenges, same kind of thing. So I mean, I won't take much time. If you want to understand anything from our end.
I because I saw from the email Sangita sent to me, it's about the climate
Right.
agriculture,
Right.
climate
Right.
green finance. So that's why it's supposed to be Kini, who is the expert in the area.
Yes. So
Because
what?
so far at
Hmm.
CMA with Apaka or Sadan, I'm the key responsible person
Ah,
to oversee this partner.
right.
However, if you go specific into agriculture, it will be Guinea. So I have to rely
No,
on
no, no.
Guinea to
Both of you
provide me
are
with the
very important.
expertise.
Both of you with your CEO are very important. I mean, in the chain. Why I mean, apart from this, I actually have reminded me one thing. So, apart from this, we will send you very two, three questions on your climate finance. That what kind of challenges are there, what kind of need is there, and also what can we do in that specific areas. So three, four questions would be there. If we get it from all the countries who are in Nomna, around 10 countries, will be good to structure, like, the structure. So then we can go to IFC, we can go to other agencies to support in this geography, that this kind of need is there. So we will be building up a kind of, this building up a liaison with them, bring all the people together, have a discussion with them, and have a larger intervention. Sporadic intervention may not be always good. We need to have a very structured thing across these countries. This is one of the areas. Thank you for reminding that. So one will send about this basic data of the country. Second one, we will be sending you this your on green finance. Uh, Green finance. And also third one, which is also very important, we want to send you a non-binding voluntary your MOU, a very basic MOU, because this is very, very much necessary for us to uh, acknowledge that we are the part of this network. So there is no finance involved in it. There is nothing involved in it. It is just voluntary, your this voluntary participation. So I'm getting you, Tongi, that you have another meeting. So, Kini, what happens that I will send you that MOU, basic MOU, means gradually, maybe in 15, 20 days of time, I will send you this MOU, means Sangeeta will send you this MOU. Talk to your CEO, and we want to take it forward, because that's one of the things, that's a binding factor across our nominal members. Huh?
Actually, for the MOU, we have to go through our board of director for
Yeah,
decision.
yeah, do it, do it. No problem.
That's okay. Yep.
No problem. So there is nothing, I mean, binding, there is nothing, but only, at your at principal level, we are agreeing that we'll be working together to build up the
That,
industry in this area.
that's
So,
good. I think that's okay. Please send us. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Anything you want to discuss, or?
I think that's okay. I'm clear from me. So I'm waiting for the question or the data format that
Yeah,
you want to send.
right,
Yeah, and also the question on the green finance and expect the MOU from you as well. Yeah.
right. So, Kini, I would like to, if you can respond back to Sangeeta's mail with your number, your name, email ID is with us. Name, email ID is there. If you have if you can send your number, phone number, cell number,
Yes.
that your number and also Tongi's number, then it will be helpful for us to build up. Like if we need something, we can instantly call you and get the things done.
Yeah, I think maybe you can connect via Telegram or WhatsApp. Yes.
We have WhatsApp. Yes, yes, WhatsApp.
Yes.
So we can
Okay, so
build
I
up
can send
on,
you.
yeah, we
Yep.
can build up a kind of like, group of people in that WhatsApp.
Yeah, fine.
Yep. So thank you very much for your time and everything.
Yeah, yes, okay.
Thank you very
So I
much.
will reply my phone number and Mr. Toki number with the Sangeeta email.
Right, right,
Yes.
right, right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.